So it seems like someone's been doing their homework on a career as a private chauffeur. And let me tell you, you weren't kidding about diving deep into this. This stack of info from RoleCatcher is seriously impressive.
Yeah, RoleCatcher's known for their in-depth guides and resources. Looks like you've got everything you need to get a really good grasp on this career path.
Okay, so when I picture a private chauffeur, my mind goes straight to those sleek cars, maybe a glimpse of a celebrity in the back seat. But what's the real deal here? What do these folks actually do all day? It can't just be about having a clean driving record.
You're right, it goes way beyond that. The way RoleCatcher defines it, it's about providing safe and punctual transportation above all else. And they really emphasize that it's the foundation of everything.
Right, because showing up late with a VIP in the back seat is not exactly a career booster. But what about navigating? With all the apps and GPS systems nowadays, how much actual route planning is involved?
Technology definitely plays a big part, no doubt about it. But what sets the pros apart is their ability to think ahead. We're talking about anticipating traffic jams before they even pop up on the GPS, knowing how weather conditions will impact the roads, having a mental map of alternate routes. It's like being a human GPS, but with way better intuition and problem-solving skills.
So it's more than just following directions. It's about ensuring a smooth and stress-free journey no matter what. But driving can't be the only life thing on their to-do list, right?
You're absolutely right. There's much more to it than just driving. Think about it. Handling luggage, running errands for clients, maybe even coordinating with other staff to make sure everything runs without a hitch. It can be a pretty demanding job, depending on the client.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about anticipating needs, being adaptable, and providing a certain level of service that goes way beyond transportation.
Exactly. It's a blend of skills and the right temperament. And speaking of which, I think it's time we unpack the pros and cons, because this isn't a career that suits everyone.
So RoleCatcher really dives into the good and the bad, huh? Makes you realize it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of gig.
You got it. It all boils down to what matters most to you. You got to find that right fit.
Exactly. So let's talk about the trade-offs for a bit. RoleCatcher mentions flexibility as a big plus, but also talks about demanding clients. How does that work in real life? Balancing those two things seems tricky.
Well, it's true. You often get to set your own hours, working around the employer's needs, which, yeah, can mean a lot of freedom. But that same flexibility can mean long and unpredictable days, especially if you're dealing with, a demanding client.
That makes a lot of sense. What one person considers a dream schedule could be a recipe for burnout for someone else. RoleCatcher also mentions getting to meet fascinating people, which honestly sounds pretty cool. Is it all glitz and glam, though, or is there more to it?
Well, yeah, imagine rubbing shoulders with CEOs, maybe even a celebrity now and then. For some people, that's a huge perk. But it's not just about who you're driving around. It's about navigating those relationships, being discreet, respecting those professional boundaries.
Okay, so social skills and discretion are definitely part of the package. Can't forget about that. Now, I got to ask about the travel aspect. RoleCatcher mentioned that, and I mean, who wouldn't love a job with a few scenic detours?
Right. It's true. Some chauffeur positions do come with amazing travel opportunities. Imagine driving a client on a cross-country road trip or even overseas. But it's not a guarantee. It all depends on the employer, their lifestyle, what they need.
So exotic locales might not be a sure thing, but hey, a change of scenery never hurt anyone. Okay, let's not sugarcoat things, though. What about the downsides? RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from the challenges here.
Yeah, no sugarcoating here. Long hours are pretty much a given, and we've already talked about those demanding personalities you might encounter. Add in the pressure of making sure everyone's safe and sound, getting to places on time, even with traffic and all. Let's just say it's a recipe for potential stress.
Yeah, no kidding. My blood pressure's going up just thinking about rush hour traffic. It seems like you'd need to be a certain type of person to really thrive in this role. Someone who can handle the pressure, stay calm, roll with the punches.
Absolutely. RoleCatcher really emphasizes that self-awareness is key here. Do you thrive on flexibility?
Well,
Do you enjoy being on the move? Can you stay calm and collected when people are, demanding? Are you like a master navigator, someone who thrives under pressure? Those are all things to really think about.
so we've established that being a private chauffeur is much more than just driving. It's about anticipating needs, handling complex social situations, staying cool under pressure. Now let's switch gears a little and talk about building a career path. Can you actually move up in this profession, or is it more of a this is what it is kind of job? So you're telling me this isn't just a dead-end job, huh? There's room to grow.
You got it. RoleCatcher lays out these different stages. Like you start entry level, right? You're focused on those core skills, safe driving, navigation, keeping that vehicle in tip-top shape, those fundamentals.
Okay, so you're proving yourself, basically, building that solid foundation. But when do you go from chauffeur to like chauffeur extraordinaire? What does that look like?
Right, so that's where experience comes in. But also, you got to have a knack for this. RoleCatcher talks about those at the executive level, at the top of their game.
Mm.
They become trusted advisors, almost like confidants to their clients.
Okay, now that's interesting. So what are they actually doing that's so different?
Think about it. They're not just getting someone from point A to point B. They're anticipating their every need before they even have to ask. We're talking planning these crazy itineraries, coordinating flights, hotels, even like unique experiences tailored to their interest.
Now that's impressive. RoleCatcher actually mentioned an example. One chauffeur planned a whole European road trip, multiple cities, even arranged for private chefs and art historians along the way.
Exactly. It becomes about curating a whole experience. And discretion, that's huge at that level. You got to be the keeper of secrets.
Makes sense, especially when you're dealing with high-profile folks. Okay, so we've seen that career ladder from those first steps to the top. But let's be real for a sec. How does someone even land that first interview? What are these potential employers looking for?
And this is where RoleCatcher really delivers. They've got this whole section with potential interview questions. It's gold, honestly gives you a real peek behind the curtain.
Okay, so let's have some fun with this. You throw a question at me, and we'll workshop how someone can totally nail that answer.
Okay, how's this? How do you handle difficult passengers? Classic question, and for good reason, right? Every chauffeur is going to encounter a few challenging personalities along the way.
It's the ultimate test. Patience, grace, under pressure. So what are they really listening for when they ask that?
They want to see you can stay calm, cool, and collected no matter what. A good answer might involve, like, your de-escalation techniques, how you stay professional even when others aren't. Maybe even a quick story about a time you handled a tricky situation well.
So basically proving you can handle anything they throw at you. All right, hit me with another one.
All right, let's try this. What do you consider when planning a route? Sounds kind of basic, but it's a chance to show you're not just mindlessly following a GPS.
Exactly. It's got to be more than plugging an address into your phone. What would make an answer really stand out?
Show them you're thinking 2 steps ahead. A great answer might mention anticipating things like traffic jams or bad weather, maybe even factoring in the client's preferences, scenic routes, things like that.
It's all about showing you're proactive, not reactive. I like it. Okay, last one. Give me a real curveball.
How about, how do you stay up to date on driving regulations? Might seem basic, but it speaks volumes about how seriously you take this.
Right, safety first, especially when you're responsible for other people. How can someone knock this answer out of the park?
Prove you're proactive, committed to staying in the know. A strong answer might mention specific industry publications they follow, websites they check, maybe even additional training or certifications they've pursued.
Basically, going above and beyond. Love it. Well, we've covered a lot of ground here. The day-to-day of being a private chauffeur, those surprising career paths you can unlock, even how to ace that interview. But got to give a shout out to RoleCatcher. They've been our co-pilot this whole deep dive, and it seems like they've got even more to offer.
Oh, absolutely. Their career guides go deep on all those different specializations, so you can really find your niche. Plus, their interview prep. It's like having a secret weapon. Practice questions, AI feedback, you name it. They've got your back.
It's like having a personal career coach in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
And of course, they connect you with actual job openings, make that whole process way smoother. So if you're looking for a career that combines skillful driving, meticulous planning, and a bit of adventure, being a private chauffeur might just be your perfect match.
And remember, being well prepared is key. With RoleCatcher in your corner, you're off to a great start.
Absolutely. If you're ready to hit the road to success, RoleCatcher is the co-pilot you've been waiting for.